Hello, hello, hello. We got some potentially big news regarding Warner Brothers and the DCEU. So this is your boy Brandon Correia, aka Fun of Entertainment. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you think you would be interested in content like this, entertainment news updates, trailer reactions, TV show and movie reviews, sports talk, music talk, long form podcasts, the Brandon Correia Network is the place to be. So subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. So let's get into this big news coming out of Warner Brothers. So take this with a grain of salt because it is a rumor. It is a rumor, but there is a rumor and an article from Screen Geek saying that David Zaslav is actually interested in restoring and continuing the DCEU. Interesting development and news basically just coming out of Warner Brothers, because there was a lot of talk of them potentially restarting the DCU, and obviously with the new powers coming at the head of Warner Brothers Discovery, things were going to be changing, and the fans were awaiting what those changes could potentially be. So I'm just going to actually read the article from Screen Geek. It's not too long, but I do think it's important. So it's already become evident that there are major changes in place for the DCU. While the growing superhero franchise was intended to be rebooted with The Flash, a film that would introduce Michael Keaton as the universe's new Batman, this is now being altered. For example, Batgirl, which Michael Keaton was slated to appear in, has been completely canceled, which I will talk more about. And in my previous video about the DCU starting over, I did mention how I thought that was a very important point. So we continue. Furthermore, the upcoming film Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is being reshot with Ben Affleck back as Batman, which was revealed a while ago. Now a new report suggests that this is because Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav wants to reinstate the Snyderverse. The rumored report, which should be taken with a grain of salt, isn't too surprising at this point. After all, given the changes that David Zaslav has been introducing, it makes more sense than not, especially with Michael Keaton's Batman appearances being cut or outright replaced with Ben Affleck. And as they note, this is exactly what David Zaslav wants, which is an interesting point if this is true, and if that's actually people are hearing from David Zaslav that is something that he wants. They suggest that he only wants the Batman that was first introduced with the DCU, and that happens to be Ben Affleck's take on the character. This especially makes sense if Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is being released before The Flash. After all, The Flash is the film that's supposed to reintroduce Michael Keaton as Batman. It wouldn't make sense if he showed up in Aquaman 2 beforehand. So adding Ben Affleck into the mix seems to fix that problem, but it also makes one wonder when Ben Affleck might reappear after that. Other reports suggest that he's been given extra screen time in The Flash, so he certainly does seem to be getting made into the DCU's main Batman again. Furthermore, this also means that the DCU would be following the events of Zack Snyder's Justice League as opposed to Joss Whedon's original theatrical cut. This is further evident in the Shazam Fury of the Gods trailer, which used footage from Zack Snyder's cut of the film. Indeed, it does appear that Snyderverse is being brought back under the control of David Zaslav. Of course, we'll have to wait and see if that really is his plan. And with a 10-year plan in place, no less, it'll be interesting to see how that fits in with the original Snyderverse plans. So, like I said, interesting stuff coming out of that article. And like I stated in my last DCEU video, the reports coming out, I'll put the link in the description of this video. They basically stated that they were coming out with a 10-year plan, and they were unsure, and I mentioned that they're unsure if they're going to start over completely or if they're going to take bits and pieces of the DCU and kind of continue. Now, if this article is true, right, again, it's a rumor, but if it is true, it seems like they're going the route of picking the certain pieces of the DCU that they want and kind of continuing off with a more focused and guided plan based on this article, right? And again, like I said in my previous video, I'm not sure what the best course of action is. That's why they're up there in those positions. They're making that money. I honestly don't know what would be the best decision. As a DC fan, like, I would hope they would make the best decision, and I would be open to whatever they decide to do, and I would hope that they would be able to execute it well. If they wanted to go and just fully wipe the slate and recast everybody completely, I would understand and I'd rock with it. But I do think that there is a lot of, as much as there are a lot of hit and misses in the DCU for me, like there's a lot of movies in the DCEU that I really, really do enjoy. I will stay on that hill of Man of Steel. It to me is one of the most underrated comic book movies of all time. I think that movie is amazing. So there are hits and there are misses in real misses to me in the DCU that I think are misses. So it is all over the place, but I do think even in the misses, and especially when especially you're able to see it in the strengths, that there's a lot of good and a lot of there's a lot of foundation and strong bones in the DCU that you can pull from and grow and move forward with. Like, I 100% see the foundation and the bones in all of the content that we have gotten in the last like 10 years, since like Man of Steel came out in like 2013, I think. So I see that there is like this potential foundation that could be built upon. Right? So if this is true and they're going forward with this, like I mentioned in that last video, I found it really interesting that not only they canceled the Batgirl movie, which was in itself, I don't want to get too deep into that conversation again, but they canceled the Batgirl movie, which was supposed to be Michael Keaton's like kind of big reintroduction. He was supposed to be introduced into the Flash, but the Batgirl movie would have been like another kind of like staple and just showing the audience that Michael Keaton's Batman is here to stay. That movie got completely axed. Okay. I was also wondering around the same time that when that picture was posted about Ben Affleck with Jason Momoa on the Aquaman set, not only the timing, but the fact that he was back at all. The fact that they brought him back for extra shots was interesting to me around that time. Right? And I was like, and instantly I thought that it's kind of interesting that they're getting rid of a movie that was supposed to show one Batman more. And it seems like they're getting ready to do more shots of the DCU Batman. And I did have that thought in the back of my head, and I didn't really kind of push it too forward, but it really seems like if this rumor is true and they are going forward with the DCU, that was a bigger point. And them bringing back them bringing back Ben Affleck to shoot more Batman scenes could be a really, really, really strong indicator that they are we're continuing the DCU just with a more focused and clear plan of what we want to do and how we want to get there. So I think that's it for this video. Again, like I said, I'm still waiting to see, because I've been kind of fooled and tricked before, so I'm still waiting to see what more concrete plans are laid out. But as someone that has enjoyed the DCU, if they do go forward with Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and these characters that have been established, but they focus the story and just the entire universe, I would be lying to say I would be upset at that, because again, I have experienced this entire DCU universe building from the birth. It was in like the prime of my like movie watching, going to the theater prime time, right? Like 2013 would have been me being like 21, 20 or something like that, right? And honestly, like the DC movies, just like the Marvel movies, have been a big part of my movie watching experience. So to say that I wouldn't be happy that those movies kind of get, and that universe can continue and kind of grow to be even better than it is, I would be lying to say I wouldn't be happy to see that. But again, if they do choose to completely restart it and just wipe it completely clean, I totally understand it. So that is it for this video. Just a quick update of some news coming out of Warner Brothers and DCU on the potential restoration and continuation of the Snyderverse. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you think you would be interested in content like this, trailer reactions, movie reviews, all that good entertainment talk, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you for watching. Catch you next time.